Hey guys. So today's topic that we are going to start off with another survivor is a great topic indeed. Well, we have a few talking about learning how to cook when we only had one hand, as well as another big one is how did I get back into walking in heels and how my wonderful, beautiful survivors are getting back into walking in heels. Jules, you're on here. So Jules is going to join me for today's topic. Jules, I don't know. Don't ask me how, but somewhere on here you can hit to ask to join me. Let's see. I think. Oh, here we go. Think I invited you to join. Hey, Dow. How are you?
Tracy,
What's going on, honey?
nothing much. How are you? Can you see me?
Oh, yes, I
I
can
feel
see.
like you can't see me. I'm new to this.
Well,
I'm
all
like,
right, okay, so scoot in closer so everybody can see
hold on, give me 1 second. I don't have like the proper tool. Can you
you.
see me?
Okay.
How are you?
Hey, everybody, that is my beautiful girl, Jules. What's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, okay. It's kind of sketch over here, but so I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great as
Good,
always. So
good, good.
I asked Jules what she wanted to talk about, and
Yeah,
her number one was always and always going to be the heel. So we're definitely going to touch base on
yeah,
that.
for
But
sure, for sure.
great, when you brought up the topic about getting herself back into cooking. How did I get back into that
Right,
and try to learn how to eat healthier and just different things that work with having one hand or just if you're not
right.
into at all. So we can touch base on all of those. So we're gonna jump
Do
right
it.
in because I already know your biggest thing is this heels.
Oh,
As
yes.
women,
We need to touch base on those heels first before we get into cooking. Yeah,
we'll touch base on that because as women, one thing we do love, one thing I love is to wear my heels. It was a little sketchy in the beginning,
yeah.
which I still do rock quite a few of non-heelless shoes that I got into another type of fashion, but I love my heels.
And you make it work. You make it work.
I don't necessarily go with my 6-inch heels anymore, which that I'm still trying to get in those.
That's a work in progress. That's a work in progress.
And I probably need to leave them alone honestly because I'm so bow legged, so it doesn't quite work because before my stroke I was already bow legged, so my feet naturally slip out. So
Well,
then,
like knowing that, coordination plays a big factor, right? For us survivors. First thing you think of is, okay, first I have to find shoes that hold my feet to walk, like, and cute ones at that. How
yes.
did you know what to start with when you started to get into wearing heels again? Like, what did you know? Like, do you find heels with straps on them that hold your ankle, or do you just try to do the high heel in general?
Oh, that's the number one thing.
Okay.
Straps around the ankle and something that supports the actual heel because
Okay.
with the foot, most of us had a drop foot
Right.
or inverted or
Right.
inverted. What that is the heel twisting either in or out. So that is the biggest thing. I always tell people when I'm looking for a heel, I have to have a back support. Even with my sandals, I still do now a back support because if I'm going too fast because I'm already bow legged, if I'm going too fast, I don't want the ankle to twist out or
And
in.
your foot will shift with it, right?
Exactly. The
And
foot.
it looks off. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yep.
So I did bring some here that I have down here, so I'll show you
Okay,
the.
tell me. Yes, I'm all for suggestions.
Yeah. So the biggest thing when we're talking about having a back support, this is what I mean with the back support. So you see, the foot could actually
Yeah.
go in. Your heel is going to.
Like, cures it a little bit, right?
Yeah. So your heel is going to sit in here. So therefore, when you go to slide it in, you can actually maneuver the foot to sit in here. And this cuff right
Okay.
here is in place. But then on top of there, we have that ankle strap that's supporting. So
Yeah.
if it's not a support heel, this one right here works as long as you have this. And as you see, this is a wedge.
I
Which
know. I was gonna say that's pretty high. I don't know if I'm at that level yet, but
okay, so this is like a 4-inch wedge. I'm sorry, I got a smaller one though. I got a smaller one. That's like
show me.
that's like
That's
that's like
intimidating. That's better.
see. So this is like a 2.5 inch heel as we have here, but you see the same thing.
Yeah.
It has that back support here. And
Yeah.
this one I like even more because it has the zipper. The zipper, so once your foot is in there,
Sure.
zip it up even close.
It
So
does.
as this base isn't as wide as the other base as this one. This base is much wider, so it's going to support the foot from turning. But at the same time, the good thing is it has this zipper back here that allows you to bring that extra support in as well as your strap. So we got a 2-inch heel and we got a
girl. I'm not at that level. I am not at that level yet. Not there.
Don't jump. So I would say don't jump directly into that. Let's start with the shorter one first. Hey BK, let's start with the shorter one first, and then once you get comfortable in the shorter one, you can work your way up. But I'm also show you. So that's the wedge. That's wedge is the reason why wedge is great is because you have all around support. So the all around support. So the thing is, with skinnier heels, if you're still worried about getting the ankle stronger, your foot might twist back and forth, but this wedge is supporting so it's not twisting.
Yeah.
So that's a great thing to think about, actually going into a wedge first, and definitely something with that foot support that your foot could sit into. And then from there, if you would like to transition from out of there to an actual, I have a couple of different ones here to show you, which this one is one. This is about a 3-inch heel, which not necessarily I would say for people to grab this because there is no support.
Right. So, it's a lot thinner, I think.
Exactly. A lot thinner. So if it's not strong enough, you can lean left to right, left to right.
And if you're a big girl, I mean, come on, let's see. That can only support you so much. So yeah.
That's true. So that's what I'm gonna say. This is not. So this is the video that I did a couple months ago that I was dancing in, and then I'll use this to test the balance out. And the reason I was able to do that is because you'll see it has complete support all around the ankle. So my ankle's not gonna shift anywhere because of the support. So I wouldn't necessarily go out in these. I'll walk around the house in these because I'll do the. So, and that's another thing. You'll learn to do the crazy things in the house because guess what? If you fall in your house, oh well, get up.
Yeah, you fall in your house. Yep.
And you have the support of the wall, or you have support of family that's there at the house with you to help you learn how to walk in these. So this one right here, I wouldn't necessarily recommend for that because you don't have that. But again, like I said, I was doing that because it has the ankle support. So therefore, see if I could test myself. And going from that one, if you wanted to get into the fashion of boots, So because the great thing is this is full support all around the ankle and the back of the heel. Nice. So with these come in like, these literally come in like anywhere from a 1-inch all the way up to a 4-inch. So this one is a 3-inch. So a little high, but as you see, they still have the support, full support. So if your ankle does twist left or right, that heel is still supporting you so you're not falling over.
Do you feel like you gradually like started low and then worked your way up as you practice, right? Because repetition is key.
Oh, so
definitely. Every day. So do you feel like that helped you?
Yes, you definitely want to practice. You definitely want to walk around the house and make yourself comfortable with these and go left and I mean, so just doing things around the house, you'll start to walk slow, then you start to pick up your speed, start to trust yourself to turn around.
Right.
So like get up out of a chair, like all those things like that you begin to learn what's more comfortable. So I tell people when they're going to put the heels on, sit down. And then once you trust yourself a little more, try to stand up with the heels on, sit back down. So I exercise. So you'll literally go from doing squats, stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down in the squats. And that's challenging yourself in the heel because with that balance going up and down, that's you getting comfortable to be able to step forward and move with those. So that's what you want to do with that.
Okay, so, good. So
find one, so even if we're starting with the wedge, find a wedge that you're comfortable with standing up, sitting down, stand up, sitting down. And then once you're doing that, start taking a couple steps in those.
Now, when it comes to sensation, do you have full sensation or you don't?
So now I do, and which that's the great because that's the topic we're going to talk about. Well, we can talk about next week because we got to talk about. So the great thing is that you said that it's because if you do not have full sensation, that's why it's not good to put on a heel necessarily because you can't tell if your foot is twisting out or what it's doing.
Right.
So in the beginning of my stroke, when I did try to put on heels, my foot felt great. It didn't bother me. Guess what? The only reason that was because I didn't have full sensation. So I didn't know that my ankle was twisted out. So that's a definite no. You want to make sure you have the sensation that you can miss heels. Definitely. You want to make sure you have that you're comfortable enough that you can walk in that without twisting. So if you do not have full sensation in the foot, do not go to try to put on some heels and think you're about to walk. Unless you're...
Or start slow, right? Start low. For me, I bought some sandals recently and they have the ankle support. And the second that I tried them on, quickly my ankle slipped. So I'm like, okay, I think it's just a matter of putting them on and walking with them, baby steps every day.
Yes, and that's
I have that connection, you know?
definitely every day. I would recommend doing it daily, because the more you do it, the easier. I mean, your body gets used to it and becomes second nature. As we're used to walking in tennis shoes and things like that, we
Right.
want to get. We have to do it on a regular basis. It's just we have to literally turn it into a natural exercise. So
Right.
the more you're exercising in them, the more comfortable you are to say, okay, now I've taken a few steps around my bedroom, when I've taken a few steps down the hallway, the living room, things like that, before you start. And so everything becomes progression, and your body says, okay, this feels better. So the biggest thing is also, I was going to say, if you don't have full sensation, it's great to put a mirror in front of you. Put a mirror in front of you
A good
as
idea. A good idea. I like that. To kind of see what you look like with it, because you can't obviously like look down and up and walk. So I
yes.
can see the mirror really working towards your favor if you want to do that, which I do. You know, I think that heels to some women make you feel beautiful, you know, and dress up the outfit. And so that's why it's important for me to ask you. And I'm so glad I'm asking this question now to see what worked for you. And maybe I could do the same at home, you know?
Oh, you definitely can do the same thing, but also with the mirror, because it gives you, because you don't have the full feeling in that foot, it gives you that coordination with the eyes, so the eyes can see and the brain is recognizing, hey, my right side, whatever your non-affected side, now it's triggering the brain and it's teaching the brain that now we can teach the affected side to do the same thing. So that mirror is your guide to say, hey, I may not be able to feel my affected foot, but the mirror, you transition, and then you can see, like, you think you're stepping right, but then you're looking in the mirror straight ahead, and have the mirror away down, so that therefore you're walking into it, so you can see your steps as you're going. It's going to help you, which takes the next step. I always think about things as I'm talking about it. On my floor, I actually had a walking coach. She's I know I'm saying it wrong. She's a model coach, actually. What she is, she literally came to my house and took a piece of tape and put it from one side of my house all the way to the other side. So I literally had to walk that every day. So you go, and it's not necessarily to walk it always with heels, but you can do steps transition as you walk that line without heels. And what your body used to walking in a straight path and mimicking the feminine walk of swaying your hips side to side. Really get comfortable with that motion of your walking, and what that tape line is, it's helping your coordination, it's helping your balance, but it's helping you just embrace the beauty that you have as a woman, to be feel your walk again. So
and
literally,
you see it, and you see it all in the mirror. I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. And you're not focusing so much on the ankle twisting in, but focusing on what you look like and concentrating, right? So another question, with that being said, again, so you've adjusted. So when you go out, do you find yourself having to concentrate walking in them while paying attention to everything else?
I see, and that definitely could be. So if I'm walking somewhere in heels, I've already assessed like where I'm going to. Like I've already assessed, like, hey, I have these heels on. I'm not about to be walking up a bunch of stairs. I'm not about to be doing my crazy stuff on the dance floor because I have the heels on. So I do assess that, knowing where I'm going. Or like there was a last time I wore the heels that I think I posted, which were my favorite heels now that I see.
Yeah.
I had these on. I was going to an event, but I didn't know there were stairs, and it wasn't even regular stairs. It was wire stairs.
Okay.
So one of my homegirls I was with, she was like, "You want to take your shoes off?" So I was like, we're not doing that. That's gonna take too long." So it was literally, I had to take step by step. So her thing was, should I get in front of you or behind you? I'm like, I think stay behind me in case I missed the step and go back.
You're like, because I could go up. I just don't know if I could go back down. What told me. So did you do it?
I did. No, of course I did. I did it, but it was literally a transition. And so I'm saying that to say, really, most of the times it's all in our head. So I could have psyched myself out and said, take the shoes off and walk without it. But I was like, hell no, I got the heels on. I'm learning how to walk in heels
I'm
again.
do it.
Taking these off. So it's okay to slow it down.
Yeah.
I'm normally a fast-paced walker, so I had to literally, okay, if I have wheels on,
oh my God, I am too. I walk really fast already.
But guess what? If you had them heels on, baby, you got to slow it down.
Slow you down. Yep.
How to walk again in them.
I could see that. I could so see that. Okay, good.
Yeah, that was the biggest part of learning. Okay, slow yourself down if you have those heels on. So therefore, transitioning and you're not thinking about it so much, because naturally we're gonna get into our mode. We're
Yeah.
walking. I don't want you to overthink it. I want it to be more natural. That's why it's best to do it in the house and do it over time, and continue to make it a practice and continue to make it an exercise in the house. So therefore you're more comfortable. But that number one thing, having that mirror in front of you, or
It's
even
gonna help.
straight line it definitely helps. And walking it and getting yourself used to it. So even I'm thinking about in the video that I did post where I was dancing in the heels, I started off, I don't know I'll put it back up. I started off walking on the tape. And I was walking on the tape very slowly, and then as I got more comfortable, I probably did that video for about, hey girl, I probably did that video for about 2 hours that day. So as I got comfortable, I started dropping it low.
Yeah. Because you're comfortable in your skin and you know the routine, you got it all down, and you rocked it enough for me to ask. So it's really it's a matter about finding the right shoe.
Yes.
Right? It's finding that right shoe or that right heel. And it's funny because I have a really cute heel. It's a wedge. It's closed-toed heel. It's a pointy wedge. It's black, and it has support for the ankle with a really cute where, like, I guess you can strap, a really cute strap. And I'm dying to try them on, but they are kind of high. So I think I'm gonna put them on, do some squats.
Yes, do the squats.
Get that there and do.
Strengthen those legs. Get your body used to getting up and down in those heels, and then start taking a couple steps. And wait a minute, and I know your sister gonna be right there pumping you up. So
I hope you can catch me. I hope you can catch me, because she'll probably make me practice on the bed so I don't fall on the bed. But I'm gonna do it. And then what I think I'll do is share that video with other survivors.
You should.
Because again, right, weight plays a factor. If you're lighter, then it's gonna be just be honest, it's gonna be easier.
Yes.
But if you're bigger, it could be done.
Okay, but wait a minute, Jules. Don't keep trying to play yourself, because you've lost a great amount of weight. You're doing good, honey. You're doing excellent, I must say. You're doing excellent. So stop trying to play yourself.
Okay, I'm thick.
And you're doing great, okay?
Thank you, honey. Thank you for that. 89 pounds I've lost.
Wait, say again?
I've lost 89 pounds.
Yes, Jules. That's what I'm saying, y'all. She is not giving up.
Every day I jog 2 miles every morning, and I jog 2 miles every evening, and for an equivalent of 4 miles a day. I eat every 2 hours, and I'm just eating the right foods. I've literally cut out carbs. I think the only carbs that I take are the vegetables. No rice.
So proud of you.
Thank you. It takes a lot of discipline.
You got to do what works for you. That's excellent.
With my hand up, I be running. People be looking at me like I'm crazy, but I'm running with this leg up, this arm up like this, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna wake up early tomorrow.
Hey, I told you, embrace everything. Ain't nobody thinking about it. Guess what? If you run it with the hand stuck like this or whatever, guess what? You're making progress. And listen, I tell you all the time, I don't care that somebody looking at you. Ask them what the hell they looking at. And guess what? They not doing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
You got to ignore everything around, because if we paid attention to all the things around us, we wouldn't be doing anything.
And I think what helps is when you're secure and comfortable in your body.
Yes.
Who looks?
Yeah.
Because you're that confident to just keep walking and keep it moving. And so when I go walking, it's so funny because they'll stare and they'll look, and I just keep doing me, and I'm gonna keep doing me.
That's right.
Oh yeah. So I remember reaching out to you the very first time, letting you know about my struggles, and I think the biggest struggle was letting go of the fatty food. I was trying to find loopholes, and you're like, no, eat right. You just got to eat right. And look, I'm doing it. But thank you for that.
Doing it, y'all. I think you reached out to me like maybe a year and a half ago. Listen, I was on her, y'all. I was on her. Y'all see all that energy she had. She would call me, talk about, well, I can still eat this and do. I'm like, George, you can't eat that. She's like, well, my sister said, I'm like, listen, well, me and your sister about to jump you, because you said you want to get these changes, and
you got to do it.
You got to do it. So y'all, it's really made great progress.
I started weighing, I started off at 312 pounds.
Yes, Jules, with your beautiful self. I'm telling you,
friend.
Working.
Doing it.
And she hasn't stopped. Since we mentioned that, we can talk about how that has been, because I know it was a mental challenge of, like you said, she's very comfortable in herself and very confident in her skin. So it does play a role of how just not thinking about the people on the outside and say, hey, I'm going to do it. I have to do this. This is the only way I'm going
You
to get
have to. Yep.
weight off. So how was that transition for you of getting into that once you got out of your own head of telling yourself you can't do it?
I think, well, being a stroke survivor, it's hard because you have to fight through mental fatigue, right? I saw that I just kept going up in numbers. And I think ultimately what did it for me was not being able to get up. I weighed, so I started off at 300. So long story short, or to kind of sum it up in a quick paragraph, is I started off at 312 pounds. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to start eating right. I have to get my food portion right, under control. That way, when I start losing, I can gain more energy to get up off my bed,
Yes.
start walking. So really, for the first 6 months, it was all food. So really, if you can start eating right, just baby steps, right?
Yeah.
Start eating right, then you could gradually transition into the exercise piece. And they work hand in hand together once you can get the food control down first. That's
Yes.
my recommendation, and that's what's worked for me. Now I'm proud to say I weigh 223.
Woo! Go ahead, girls. And listen, y'all, it was small baby steps indeed. Like she had to push it.
I have some
What's
videos.
up, Joe?
I have some videos where, I mean, I was doing a mountain climber. It was very, very modified, but
Yes.
I did it. I did the first one, and you should see me doing it now.
Yeah,
With
honey,
the,
she's a beast now. She's a beast now.
hey, with one hand, two hands, affected hand, no affected hand.
Yes.
If you know you really want to do it, you're going to do it.
You gotta do
There's
it.
no excuses. Yeah, I just get up. It's almost a routine now. Habits turn into routines. It's so crazy.
Yes.
The habit, it's a routine. Every morning I get up and I run the 2 miles. I'm at a 15-minute mile right now. The
Yes.
goal is, yeah, 15-minute mile. 30
So,
minutes every.
so what's your goal? What's your goal from there?
199.9. Right at 200.
Okay.
So I want to weigh 199.9. I will be happy.
I remember you saying that too, because she was like, I just got to get under this 200 mark. 199.9 is your goal. So we are what, 30? So that's 39 pounds
Well,
away.
I'm 23, so like 24 pounds.
24 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
24 pounds away from her goal, y'all. 20.
What, like 13 pounds away from 100 pounds, because I started off at 312. I'm at 223. So I'm almost there.
You're almost at your 100 pounds loss, yes.
Oh, yeah. So that's the first goal is 100. And then the second one would be to be 199.9. And I will be so happy.
Yes. And you're getting it, girl, because you're so close.
Oh, and I'm not giving up. My birthday's coming up July 1st, and I'm more determined than ever.
Yes, Jules. I'm so excited for that, Jules. I'm so excited. So talking about, we'll jump into, because I did add, I was trying to find, but I gave so much of my things away once I didn't have to use them, like the cooking tools and utensils that I use for only having one hand during my stroke.
Yes.
But I do have them on my, I was trying to find them on my Amazon list in my bio under stroke survivor utensils that I have. So what we have there is two of my favorite things was, have you ever seen this cutting board that has the grater on it? So everything is already on. It's a cutting board that has a grater that you could grate things on it.
No, I've never seen that.
It's on my, like I said, I gave it away, but it's on my list. And then it has a square. It has a square corner that if you were trying to toast butter or put jelly on your bread.
That's my biggest struggle is my 5-year-old's like, can I have toasted peanut butter? I'm like, well, can you hold the toast and not butter? Because I don't have a cutting board. I don't have anything that holds it down. So it's teamwork. You need a help.
Yeah,
so
you do.
That's good.
So in case the kids aren't there, go grab that, which I'll send it to you. I have your number. I'll send it to you. The cutting board has a block on the side where you put the toast up against it. You can put your peanut butter jelly on it. And there you have. And then it also has the prongs underneath that if you're cutting apple, tomatoes, any type of fruit like that, you would stab the fruit on there and it holds it in place.
To cut it.
It cut it, yeah. So it's actually, I have a couple of them on there, but I had the fancy one that even with potatoes, like it would grate a potato for you. And then you have these prongs that you put it in and you can actually slice your potato without touching it.
You need to share these because I feel like so many of us moms, women, could definitely benefit from learning about these these utensils and gadgets that it would simplify our daily lives, honestly. Because my daughter's not always around for me to borrow her hands to butter her toast, you know?
Yes, that's so true.
The thing that I'm learning about cooking with one hand is patience.
Yes.
To have patience to cook. Because I mean, I remember seeing you would meal prep all the time. So how
Yeah.
did you do that? How did
So
you have patience to cook and do everything with one hand in a strainer? Like I don't even have the right strainer to drain my meat. Do you know?
that
Do you?
so yeah,
Yeah.
that is so okay. I will say so. It was naturally. I'm gonna say it was naturally embedded in my head. Like okay, I used to cook for a living. So literally, when I came home after my stroke, it was like I'm so independent. I'm not one, which I have family members that I could have called. I'm not one that's about to keep calling my sister, "Hey, can you cook
Right.
this?" Like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Figure this out. And
Yeah.
so it took me a minute
Yeah.
because I was trying to mix my meat to make a turkey patty, and the fact that I only had the one hand. So instead of me the old transition of putting it in the bowl, putting the
Right.
seasoning, girl, I opened up the package of meat and seasoned it right there in the package. So the thing is, which was cool about that is because the package
Yeah.
has the order. So as I was mixing it, yeah, I'll definitely send you the picture, Tammy. As I was mixing it, it stayed in that border. So what I did was say the easiest way for me to do simple things like that, I started calculating things. So look at it. I'll give you one quick example.
Yeah.
A pound of meat is 16 ounces. Me, I always, even with my oatmeal prep, I measure everything. So I know I can get four-ounce portions out of 1 pound of ground turkey. So what I would do in the beginning, okay, I couldn't, when on my hand was, I couldn't quite mix it. I would take a knife with the one hand and I would cut that ground turkey into 4 sections. So
Smart.
it's in the
Smart.
package. I cut it into 4 sections. So once I cut it into 4 sections, I would take it. I would either throw salt and
Makes it
pepper
easier.
like that, or I put it in. I will put it on another plate. So again, all of these steps. So I would take another plate. I would spray that with
Yeah.
some olive oil spray, so therefore it wasn't sticking, and therefore throw my seasonings on top. And in that plate, I would therefore start to pat it to get the seasonings mixed in. So right there, that was the transition. We already have 4 pieces in there.
Yeah. Right. And you found what works for you.
Yes.
Okay, even if it's cutting it up in 4, and I like that. You know,
Yes.
it's funny because now that I'm learning again and going back to like you don't like asking people, I'm the same way. My husband's working from home. He can't always put the customer on pause to help his wife, right? But I need to get stuff done.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cooking. I'm not trying to burn our Spanish rice or whatever. So I learned to just use the left side because I'm left side affected, if nobody knows. But I've learned to teach myself to use my right hand to assist the left hand to hold the can opener,
Okay.
squeeze it, and twist it. And I learned how to open it. It took me to get angry to figure it out.
That's
And,
great.
and it worked. And now, can you see me? Okay. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I find it easier where I don't have to ask anybody to help me to open a can. But I've seen some can openers that for one-handed customers or buyers or whatnot. I've seen that they sell those as well.
They
But
do
why?
have,
Oh,
have the one-handed ones that you
they
could put.
have those. Yeah.
Yeah, you could put on top, and then you can put on top, hit a button, and it just
And
turns
it does it, right? I
it.
saw that after the fact, but I'm like, you know what? It's okay. It had to take for me to get angry, make those connections, and just make it work. Make it work. You'll figure out a way. And I did. I figured out that way. And now I'm proud to say I don't have to ask nobody to open up a can of tomato sauce for me. I could do it on my own.
Excellent, Jules. I'm so
Yeah.
proud of you. So as far as Jules, one, if she's not gonna say she doesn't really like to cook, but she has wonderful sisters and everybody that does it for her. But she's learning to do these things on
Baby
her own.
steps. Baby steps. Yeah. Yeah,
So
you
those
have to.
you're finding the things like that that actually work for you. But so, like I said, and the reason I said that ground turkey thing to you because I'm talking to you about your portion sizes and what's best for you with it.
That's what I like. Yeah.
So with that is 16 ounces. If we're talking about these 4-ounce portions, we can cut that into 4 different portions.
And
So
that's
that's
your food.
a portion of your food.
Yeah.
So because a lot of people say, well, are you measuring all of your food? You can either measure or weigh all the food, or you can do something as simple as that.
I
Okay.
weigh it. I weigh just my chicken, 6 ounces of chicken every day, and put it in the oven. And I just bake it. Now, the challenging part of that is cutting up the chicken. I find myself going to restaurants and asking my friend or my sister or my husband to cut up my chicken. Because, oh, what? Tell me.
No, go ahead. That reminds me, I do have you ever seen, it's on my Amazon thing. Have you ever seen the one arm cutter? The one, so it's a blade that has this round surface, and you literally you can cut your chicken or steak because it's a rocker. It almost reminds you of a pizza cutter. So you know how the pizza cutter
But it rocks?
But it rocks back and forth. So if you're cutting up your chicken, you can rock it yourself with your one hand. So I'll post both of those in my story.
Please do that. Hey, is it big enough to fit in my purse? Because I'll be pulling that out when I'm at the restaurant.
No, because it is used. That's why I thought about it, because you can put it in your purse and it has its own case. So you could carry it with you. So shoot, if you're at a restaurant, you don't want to ask somebody.
They'll be like, look at that lady with the knife. Look at that lady with the knife. Yeah, I'm not trying to alarm anybody. I'm trying not to hurt anybody, but I'm really trying to cut my kitchen.
So it's not a normal blade knife.
It's round. It's rounded, right? Okay.
It's a round surface like that. So the blade goes right in here. The blade is here. So you're literally doing one of
Yes, please share all of those utensils.
Yes, I'll share both of those in my story with the link once we get off. But yeah, that's gonna be your friend. Definitely place that in, which I've gotten myself to a point which it's funny because so I was left side affected. I'm right-handed, but I was left side dominant. So
right.
I'm trying to learn how to do everything with the left again. So I'll still do it, and my friends will be like, yo, you gonna cut that food like that? Yes, because I'm trying to teach this left hand how
to use it. Exactly.
So, like how you said, you got angry and that pushed you to be able to do it. That's how you really got to do it. And so what that takes you to is a lot of times we overthink things and we say we can't do it because I only have one hand, because it's not strong enough. But when you get angry, it allows you to do that. But it's the same as stop thinking so much. You can do it. So it didn't really.
And I think the biggest word, like you said, can't. No, I just say I'm not there yet. That's it. Because if you start speaking that already into existence, then you're not going to do it. It's so easy to be negative. Just say I'm not there yet, but I'll get there. Not to say that you're going to push it to the wayside, right? You're just not there yet. But it took for me to get upset, to say, you know what? I'm going to do it. I know I'm not there yet because my hand can only hold the grip to the can opener for so long. But you know what? With concentration and emotion, I did it. And let me tell you, it was the biggest, smallest gain that I cannot describe. I mean, survivors will understand this, but on another level, it was huge to me. I just remember barging in my husband's office, telling him what I did. And I mean, I don't know if he was happy because I didn't ask him or he was happy because I did it. I don't know, but he was proud. I was proud, And so that it's just a matter of us doing it and learning how to do it on our own. But by you sharing these utensils, that's big for us because we don't have these ideas. Just like that knife. I didn't know about that knife.
Yeah.
I even thought about purchasing an electrical knife. But if I don't have to do all of that.
No, don't do the electrical, because this one will work.
They're like, for $599, get the electrical one. When I could buy a cheap one for like $10.99, I'll do that. I'll stick to the $10.99.
I'll do that. Because there's a few of them that I have in my Amazon, but I'll post my two favorite ones that I like. And one of them, so I know that cutting board, the crazy cutting board that I have, I think it's been back order for a while. It's like
really,
it's been on back order because it's like amazing. Like you can, it's everything you need is right there. So I'll still post that one on there, even if you order, you might have to wait to like the end of June. Last time I looked, you probably don't. It's probably not back in stock.
I'll wait. I'll wait until this arm still recovers 100%. I'll wait. I will wait. So yeah.
So excited for your progress, honey. You are doing it.
Thanks, friend.
So great,
keep posting your videos because you are kicking butt. I think seeing you do, I'm at 10 push-ups a day. Yeah. So every day I do 10 push-ups.
That was her goal. Hey, we said she's going to take it step by step. So she's
baby
been
steps.
Pushing. 10 a day is excellent, girl. Excellent.
Hey, it is. It really is.
Maybe that'll be our challenge for survivors for this week. Let's push ourselves.
Every day. Just get up. Routine, make it a habit.
Even if you can't do 10 a day, we'll say 10 a week.
I love it. Two times is good enough.
Yes,
we'll say 2 times. Yeah.
Twice a day, 2 push-ups a day.
Morning and at night. That's what I do. Morning and at night. That way you get your brain going before you go to bed. You did 2. You start again tomorrow.
There you go.
Yeah. Yep. It's all about that.
For joining us.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yes.
You have a great day. We'll talk later for sure.
I'll text you once we hang. I'm gonna get off because I want
Yes.
And then I'll go ahead and post those in my DM with the links for 'em.
Okay.
All right, love you, girl. Talk to you
Love
soon.
you. Okay, bye-bye.